Welcome to 60s and Restless. As you get into your 60s, a lot of concern is shown towards health. And you hear a lot of people refer to being healthy and exercise and eating right and gotta be concerned about your health all the time. And the thing is, when you really think about it, we can't be healthy because we're on the downward slope. Let's face it, we're on the downward slope, and our bodies are beginning to give us issues. And I guess if you look at health as the least issues, the slowest issues, the most under control issues, whatever it might be, that might be what they're referring to as health. But I was watching TEDx talks on YouTube one time, and I thought one person in particular had a great take on what it is to be healthy, to have health as you age. And his name's Jon Katz, Jon, last name Katz. And he recorded something that refers to his manifesto on aging. And it was really interesting and entertaining, and is something you can really identify with. But if you're looking to see what health has to do with happiness, if you read articles and all, it might tell you that being happy helps your health, and that might affect the length of your life. It might reduce pain, it cause you less stress, it can protect your heart, it can strengthen your immune system. All of that sounds good and rather common sense, actually, because when you feel good about life and about yourself, that would be part of happiness, and thus it would improve what we call health. But how do we know we're in that groove? I was reading an article that said one of the signs is that you're losing awareness of time in whatever you're doing. And if you're like me, sometimes just a great conversation where you're just really talking about something interesting to you or something funny, and you just lose awareness of time, and you're just talking and chatting, and it's like, oh, where did the time go? Well, that's a sign that you're doing something that you're interested in, you're passionate about. And so that's one of the things. Another thing that might be is if you aren't thinking about yourself, you're thinking about somebody else, something else, your focus isn't on yourself. That's another sign that you're kind of in the groove of happiness. Or that whatever you're doing, your thoughts aren't constantly interrupted by random stuff. Oh, tomorrow I have to do this, or whatever it is, those thoughts aren't coming into your brain, so you're engaged in something. Another one would be that it's effortless. It's just you're kind of lost in it. For example, I did something kind of out of the box for me, and I took beginning golf lessons just for fun. I've never done it. I always thought it looked like a cool sport, and it was a really great price. So I thought, okay, I'll do something kind of different. And you're practicing the strokes. They're teaching you, and all of a sudden you look around and you find that most people have packed up and taken off, and the hour has ended, and it's time to go home. And that's when you're kind of lost in it. You just didn't even know that it could have. Where did the hour go? It was so fast. So those are the kind of things that'll help you know you're in the groove if those things are happening. So in Jon Katz's manifesto on aging, which I just strongly encourage everybody to read, and I certainly give it a rating of a kiss full on the lips. It's so good. When you watch it, you realize he's being individual. He's talking about what he was choosing for him to do, and not saying everybody should do that, but everybody's going to have a different take on what makes them happy, and thus what makes them healthy. Because health isn't necessarily, I'm sure you've all read the story about a woman who's watched her weight, watched what she ate, exercised right, all this. Her husband ate whatever he wanted, just, you know, indulged in everything, didn't care, just went for it. And she's the one that ends up sick. And she's like, if I had known, I would have lived differently. If I had known I'd get so terminally ill so young. So it's to each his own, and that's why I like this video by John Katz. So take a look. TEDx Talks on YouTube. Look up John Katz, Katz, Manifesto on Aging. I think you're going to love it, and it'll just give you some personal insight into health equals happiness, health versus happiness. What is it anyway? So write your thoughts below.